And now I have the unique privilege to present some outstanding social entrepreneurs. They come from different countries. They have made a significant contribution in this space. They have shaped innovative solutions, and they have a very strong passion and motivation. The first social entrepreneur I'd like to invite to the stage is Durreen Shahnaz. Durreen has founded two social enterprises. One is IIX and Shujog. And she has already pursued amazing achievements. Founded the world's first social stock exchange in the world, and the Asia's largest impact investment private placement platform with over 400 investors. Please, Durreen, join the stage.
Where's the clicker?
Durreen,
yes. Okay.
I'd like to ask you, why have you done what you have done so far, and why you will do what you will do next? Because I know that you are still dreaming very big.
Yes, we all have to dream big. Thank you, Alana, for having me here today. Thank you to Accra. Thank you to British Council. It's wonderful to be part of a tribe that is so focused in doing good and with so much passion. So thank you. I stand here in front of you today as a social entrepreneur because I spent my life really trying to find the bridge that we started with talking about this morning, the bridge between the rich and the poor. I am from Bangladesh, and one of the childhood memories of mine is growing up in a Muslim middle-class family where we had to give alms to the poor on Fridays. And I remember my mom saying, when you give the alms, make sure you ask for a lot of blessings, because that's the exchange. And if you run out of alms, make sure you say, please don't curse me. Now, this whole exchange always left me with a very uneasy feeling. Yes, I was the one who was giving the alms, but I just felt that I was getting much more in return than the poor I was giving the alms to. Because week after week, I would give them alms, and nothing would change about their lives. Now, as I was growing up in a restrictive society and fighting my own battles and trying to break all that, Bangladesh was going through its own struggle. It was coming out of a war, and the country was in a poverty cycle it could not get out of. Millions of dollars of aids were being given to the country, and the country was going in all directions. And I think for me, growing up in that society, one of the biggest takeaway was it's always good to be a giver than a recipient of anything. While my journey was continuing, I felt that I need to find the source of wealth that could make the difference to my country and countries like mine and all the poor people there. That took me to Wall Street in New York, and I was the first Bangladeshi woman to work in Wall Street. I worked there for a few years, and with that knowledge, I returned back to Bangladesh and worked in a small bank which was giving loans to the rural women. Yes, it's a Grameen bank, and Professor Yunus, my former boss, will be with you in 2 days. Now, the interesting thing for me at Grameen was, while it was actually, at that time, it was small, so it was impacting lives of a few thousand women, I just felt that it felt short. Why not try to get these women to be running their own businesses in a large way? That took me to creating my first social enterprise, and then actually I created 3 companies, so this was my first one, which was a global marketplace for handmade goods. I created the deliveries, supply chains, and the distribution chains, and in the process grew a substantial company, which interestingly for the investors in the company was not making more money. They wanted me to take these wonderful things I was doing with hundreds of thousands of women across the world and just get it made in China. I did not agree with them. I sold the company, and it left me with a very bitter feeling that perhaps just creating one company was not really the solution. I had to create a whole new system which actually will change the world in many different ways. Now, while I was searching for this whole new system, the world was growing. As we know, over the last century, the GDP has grown by 70 times of this world. We know the internet has taken over the world and doing wonderful things, and medicine is making us live longer. But while all this is happening, Asia, where I live, there's still 1 billion people who are living below $2 a day, don't have access to clean water, and we also have the largest number of children who suffer from malnutrition. Now, if you are to have an equitable society, we need to not only focus on profit maximization or rely on unreliable philanthropic dollar. We need to bring the best of two together, and that's where the social capital markets comes in. We need to have a whole new system. It's just not one company here and there. A whole new system where we have an ecosystem of actors who are giving equal weight to financial, social, and environmental good. And that's what I set out to create. Now, in the financial world, the pinnacle of symbol of capitalism is a stock exchange. And interestingly, stock exchange, the first one was created 600 years ago in Bourges, Belgium, by a group of men. And now stock exchanges around the world, they focus on one thing, which is making money. I said the world needed a stock exchange where we not only make money, some of it, obviously, but also create social and environmental good. I needed a woman to actually make it happen. So that's what I did. 6 years later, we have a stock exchange. And in addition to that, we also created now, I guess, the largest crowdsourcing private placement platform in Asia. And also we have created several accelerators across Asia, all working with organizations who are bringing clean water to the poor, sustainable agriculture, education, clean energy across the board. I also created a second company called Shujog, which actually quantifies the impact. It's very important. That needs to go hand in hand if you're going to have the financial return along with the social one. And Shujog works with the ecosystem to get it ready so that we can all be on the same page.